you're attacking people because they are Jewish. Like, that sort of shit is ultra cringe. When we look at basically any protest movement in the current era, nobody has any kind of goal. Nobody has like a specific ask. Nobody has something that they want to come out of the protest, right?
NYU's doing about what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free.
I wish I was more educated. I'm not either.
Oh.
I came from
Well, the war in Gaza has incensed communities across the world. Many Jewish people say they don't feel safe on the streets of Western cities. Many Muslims feel the horror facing innocent Palestinians is treated only as a second-class concern. And as with any emotive cause, a lot of people with no dog in the fight have moulded this crisis into a familiar battle of good versus evil, oppressors versus oppressed. Hysterical scenes at some of America's top universities this week have generated more coverage and commentary than the war itself in the last 2 weeks. Columbia says that all in-person classes are now cancelled until the end of the semester. Arrests have been made at encampments outside.
Yo, also, I want to look into this Columbia stuff because I see lots of people saying it's the biggest attack on the First Amendment in, American history. I don't think it's that deep, but I need to I don't even feel like I need to see the protesters' point of view because I know what they're going to say. This is a peaceful protest. There are outside agitators, but they're not affiliated with us. There was no violence, and once there was violence, it was started by the cops, right? Like that sort of thing, right? Columbia is getting their funding sources pulled. Well, if Columbia wants to go down the shitter, that's their thing. Do I know who Hannah R. Dent is? No. Front Yard Shield, I don't know how to explain don't be racist. I'm not going to give I don't even know if I could give hardcore do say this, don't say this. All right. Just feel it out. I'll give you warnings when you're close to the line. So.
Well, one notable Jewish professor at Columbia shared a video.
A clip with a 20-year-old who had no idea why she was at the NYU protest was golden. Can you link that to me? Or is it in the Discord? Watch the clip now. Which clip? What? Oh, the clip. Okay, I got you. That's right.
Main goal with tonight's protest?
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free.
I wish I was more educated. I'm not either.
Oh.
I came from...
Okay.
I came from Columbia. I was there up at Columbia, and we came down. They said NYU students needed our support, so I came down. I heard there's lots of cops. Some people were saying it was getting dangerous.
And what would you say?
Bro, this is depressing. I just don't understand. Again, I do support people's right to protest. I do support people's right to protest even things that I disagree with, right? Or things that I agree with. If they don't like it, then they can protest against things that I like, right? I'm a pretty big free speech person. I also... One more Israel video on the line? What do you mean? I also, at the same time, think that if you're going to go out there and you're going to say chants at your protest about, we support Hamas specifically. We specifically love what happened on October 7th, and we want it to happen again. You're harassing people for being Jewish. You are you're attacking people because they are Jewish. Like, that sort of shit is ultra cringe. Now, here's what I don't know in terms of my own bias, right? Because I haven't been following this super closely, and the only times I've really seen it are people that I, am in group chats with, or people posting in my Discord, right? Like, I don't know what sort of selection bias I'm getting in terms of what's happening at these protests, but it seems like there are a couple of clips of relatively chill, just like people sitting around and basically doing a sit-in of a university and people trying to, antagonize them. But I also see a fuckload of pretty aggressive, unacceptable protests going on at these colleges. I don't know which one is more prevalent. If cops need to be called, I want to know why they're being called. I would assume it's because of the harassment of Jewish students, though.
Muslims praying as if it was a shocking assault on US values. Many badly informed pro-Palestine demonstrators, meanwhile, have called for an intifada and chanted, "We love Hamas." Others believe that synchronized dancing is a long-lost secret to peace in the Middle East. Well, these people are all spending $80,000 a year on tuition. But clearly,
can someone explain to me what the it is with college students and protests with, like, drum circles? Has anybody, like, genuine question, I won't shit on you too hard, okay? Who here has been in a drum circle? And if you have been, what was the draw? Like, it feels so like the stereotypical, like, hippie lefty college student. Yeah, the Palestinian liberation is queer liberation, or queer liberation is, no trans liberation until all people are liberal. Yeah, it's super stupid.
Many of them haven't found Wikipedia, and this virtue-signaling fever is now emboldening a growing number of people to confront public figures. There's simply no connection
I got it. Thank you.
To the war. This was New York Mayor Eric Adams, berated for supporting genocide because he took his seat on a flight.
Yeah, you! You support the genocide in Palestine. There are homeless people all over New York. You're always partying. You don't actually care about the citizens of New York. People cannot afford food. You keep cutting the education budget so that you can fund the police.
What was the
And this so-called
bar
performance
along
artist has dominated timelines for days after achieving what previously seemed impossible, and outpouring public sympathy for Alec Baldwin by doing this.
Put innocent people in jail, Alec Baldwin. Free Palestine, Alec, just one time. And I'll leave.
What do the people, like, think they're going to, like, I don't think that this person is a serious person whatsoever right here, okay? But the other person, was that the same person? Wait a second.
To the war. This was New York Mayor Eric Adams, berated for supporting genocide because he took his seat on a flight.
Eric Adams? Yeah, you! You support the
Okay, it's not a different
so you
person.
can fund the police.
And this so-called performance artist has dominated.
Even Hassan said they're just clout chasing. Yeah, like, you're what happens when Eric Adams says, save genocide, or save genocide, save Palestine, or, anything like that. When Alec Baldwin says this, after you've been screaming at them, right? Who's going to look at that and be like, you know what? I think Alec Baldwin really supports Palestine. Like, who is going to think that? You're not accomplishing anything. But then again, when we look at basically any protest movement in the current era, nobody has any kind of goal. Nobody has, like, a specific ask. Nobody has something that they want to come out of the protest, right? Like, when I went to one of the BLM protests in Houston in 2020, right? Because I thought, you know what, we should be protesting so that we can get some sort of legislation to pass, so that we can, something will change, right? Like, and some of the speakers at the protest that I went to, it was all super peaceful. It wasn't one of the like crazy ones until we were trying to leave, and then there were people fighting with police, and we were like, man, how the do we get out of here? We don't want to be associated with this. But like there were some specific asks there, but by and large, across the entirety of BLM, what were the specific asks? What were the goals? There weren't any, right? When we look at the protests here for like Palestine, what are the asks? It's like divest from Israel, kill more Jews. Like that's what they say. Like, yeah, defund the police, soy, ceasefire. But like, they don't even have that. That's not what they really want. They don't want just a ceasefire. They want us to completely. What's your position on? Do I have a Twitch account? No, I got banned for bullshit reasons. My position on Gaza and Zionism, I don't have like a super strong. I think that like extreme Zionists are super ultra cringe. My position on Gaza is this should have been wrapped up long ago. It's really stupid that no one on either side seems to be making any kind of reasonable like. Well, okay, here's my understanding based off of like month outdated news stories, because I haven't looked into it for the past couple of weeks. But Israel isn't willing to do anything for a ceasefire right now. Hamas has put forward some kinds of ceasefire conditions, but they're really, really unbelievably one-sided. Like they're not making reasonable asks, right? So that's my position on like the ceasefire stuff. When it comes to Gaza, like obviously I don't like the devastation that's happening there. I don't think that. I think the longer this goes on, the less of a moral right that Israel can claim. And I think at this point, Israel does need to either like make clear what the fuck are you trying to do. That's what I don't understand from Israel at this point. At the beginning, it was like, we're going to try to destroy Hamas. And at the time I said, that's a bit of a vague aim for your war where you're bombing the fuck out of this place. But okay, as long as you give us some more, information as to what destroy Hamas means, I could be more or less against it. It just depends, right? If you have a call in, let me know. We can have a conversation. Oh man, I really want to watch this. I don't have a lot of time. What day is it? Today is Thursday, right? Tomorrow I have work until 4. Yeah, what are you doing tomorrow? Because I can make it work tomorrow. I can't make it work today. Oh my God, am I getting content cucked? No, you're not getting content cucked. We're gonna watch this. What time? Anytime after 4 Central. Shoot me a Discord message right now, and I'll give you the time. But anyways, yeah. So I have huge sympathy for the Palestinians, and I have huge sympathy for the position that the average Palestinian is put in. I have literally zero sympathy for Hamas. Them. Also, Netanyahu. I don't know what needs to happen to get that out of office. But they need to call for elections. I don't know how their political system works, but that needs to go. Yeah, that's like my broad opinion. Like, I'm like, my opinion has changed. I used to like give like a percentage, like I'm 55 pro-Israel in this specific conflict, 45 pro-Palestinian. As time has gone on, I'm like 51-49. Like Israel, like the only path forward that I can see is Hamas getting the fuck out of there. Palestinians having someone step up that is an actual like proponent for, you know, a permanent solution that is possible, right? Because we're not talking about what is the pure moral stance, because I don't care about that, because everybody's pure moral stance is either all of the entire area becomes Israel or all of it becomes Palestine. That's never going to happen either way. Well, it could happen, like it all becomes Israel, depending on how crazy Israel goes. But like that's not a feasible outcome for this. We need people that actually have a desire for peace and a long-term solution, and that won't happen until Hamas is gone, I think. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube or follow me on Kick and, you know,